rings, and you know what? I'm going to go Phil Jackson. I'm going to straight go Phil Jackson. One of them should have an asterisk because it was a lockout-shortened season. And then the second one, he needed the referee's help and a miracle triple from Ray Allen to get that. But they're catering to him like he's Jordan, like he's got 6 rings. You run a coach out of town that's 30-11 when I can name 5 or 6 teams that would give their left nut. You think Philadelphia would run a coach out of town if he won 15 games right now? Like, I mean, really, you ran a coach out of town that was 30-11 because you didn't like him.
I love 30-11 right now. I would love 30-11 right now.
And the best part is he said he didn't have nothing to do with it.
You know how many NBA teams right now would love to see 20-20? Go ask a 76ers fan, hey, would you be happy if your team was 500 right now? Like mediocre basketball? Go ask a 76ers fan right now. You can't because no one will admit to it. Oh, they got trolled on The Simpsons last week, all right? Like,
one of the many teams to be trolled on The Simpsons.
Yeah, right by Ned Flanders being a Lions fan. I mean,
that one was amazing. The Denver Broncos.
Yeah, so let's be honest. It's just a private. Now, what are they going to do? What's going to happen when they don't win this year? Because I don't see anybody touching Golden State. Maybe the Spurs in the playoffs might take them to 7 games, but barring major injury, I don't see anybody touching Golden State.
I'm just.
What are they going to do when they lose in the playoffs again?
What are they going to do when he never wins a championship in Cleveland?
I'm just.
Because that's what's going to happen.
I'm just stunned at how you get a 2-1 coach to coach an All-Star game, and not even an All-Star game.
That's the funny part.
And that's the funny part to me is that it is in Toronto. You give it to Dwayne Casey, which is like 3 games behind Cleveland in the East.
And you're giving,
you're 3 games.
But what you're doing is you're giving the West second place team the thing when they missed
with Luke Walton.
Yeah, and missed the coaching switch in Golden State. Do the same fucking thing on the other side.
That's what I'm saying. How do you not do that? You do it for one side, do it for the other side, but you give
Is Tyronn Lue going to go by LeBron's rotations for the All-Star game as well?
So let's be honest, guys. Let's talk about Luke Walton for a second. Where's he end up next year coaching? He's going to have a head coaching job somewhere.
I don't know. That's a good
question. He honestly should be in talks for Coach of the Year. I don't care if he only coached half a season, especially if Steve Kerr can't duplicate what he's done. Where does Luke Walton end up next year? Someone was going to snatch him up. You would think, right?
Someone's going to go. The Lakers. No.
Possibly.
They'll go back to the Lakers.
I mean, possibly Phoenix, since I know they're looking to can Hornacek. That might be a place where he might go. I see him staying out west.
What about Philly? They're going to have to do some major house cleaning down there.
Well, they just extended Brett Brown. Brett Brown ain't going anywhere. They pretty much just they got Jerry Angelo on staff, and hopefully that can do something. They got Mike D'Antoni as assistant coach.
I would stay way the hell
away from Philly. I would.
I'd avoid like that age too. I mean,
yeah. Another place to probably look at is probably Utah. There's another place. I see him just staying out west.
But you know he's got to have his own team next year. Somebody's going to hire him.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just beyond that. That's to me the biggest snub is Luke Walton for it. I don't care.
To me, it's even bigger now because you switched it.
Yeah, that's the thing. You switched it.
But you didn't switch on one side, but you switched on the other. That's a slap in the face.
Yes.
Just let him coach the damn game. He ain't gonna
coach another game this year. They're 39-4 last time I checked.
Yeah.
The Golden State Warriors are 39-4. They're on pace to win 76 games. Okay? Yeah, Steve Kerr did a magnificent job last year. Coaching that team.
Yeah.
Coach of the Year, great job. I'm almost sitting here thinking, let's ride this Luke Walton wave out and see how far it takes us. You know? Seriously. I mean, he's 39-4 with these guys.
Yeah.
I know you got Curry and Thompson and Iguodala and Bogut, but he's doing something right, obviously, because they went 39-4 this time last year.
They're controlling egos, man. That's what it is.
I'm just curious.
So, we actually going to talk about little bit about the Warriors and everything like that, and I'll let Kevin expand a little bit. But Monday's game between these two was featured the two most winning teams in the NBA season at that point in time. Both teams I know combined for 72 wins at that point in time. It was the most ever for a regular season opponent to face each other. But it ended up in a lopsided victory for the Warriors over the Spurs. I know Tim Duncan didn't play, but Tim Duncan ain't going to make up for 30 points. It was
No.
120-90. So
I watched.
I watched a little bit of it, but once I saw where it was going, I just kind of like, well, I got to be up in the morning.
I knew beforehand how it was going to go, so I didn't even watch. I said sleep.
So you hear John talking about the Warriors. Well, I mean, give me your thoughts on the Warriors, Kevin.
Every position, well, minus maybe one, they have a solid all-star caliber type player at that position. And when you have that, you're dangerous. And they're crazy good. But beyond that, you have a bench that you're able to go to and kind of insert here, and guys come in, and it's like they don't lose a step. I've seen them extend leads with their bench after they sit guys down. It's great. Golden State has to be one of the best put together basketball teams I've seen in a long, long while. Just based on the guys they got running around.
Going back to the late 80s, early 90s when basketball was really in its heyday with Jordan, Bird, Johnson, Dominique Wilkins. This team, there was a team out of Golden State known as Run TMC. Remember, Kevin?
Oh, yeah.
Tim Hardaway, Mitch Richmond, and Chris Mullin. This team is Run TMC on steroids. Because the biggest knock on Golden State back when there was a Run TMC was they needed a center. They needed a bench. They don't have a bench. They need a bench. Well, guess what? They've got the bench. And they've got Iguodala, they've got Thompson, and they've got Curry doing Run TMC all over again. And when you get out there, it is an absolute track meet. And I don't know what it is these teams do. God forbid they try and run with the Golden State Warriors.
And the key catalyst to this whole team, though, I know you got Curry and Tom, is Draymond Green.
I didn't even mention him. I didn't even mention Draymond Green.
Draymond Green is a triple-double machine just waiting to happen.
He goes without saying. He's freakishly athletic. Like, I'm trying to figure out who he reminds me of watching him. From his old game. But he's freakishly athletic. Like, he's on another level. And you got Bogut,
his nickname,
who was a former number 1 overall pick in 2005. People forget about it.
Uh-huh.
Who, you look at him, he doesn't look like he belongs. And he struggled at times in Milwaukee. But he just plugs it together so well. That team is just ridiculous.
And
I'm going to go on a limb and say they might be the best team since the 96 Bulls.
I mean, their record states it, and the add on this is you got Steph Curry, man. That people saying that this pick and roll that they execute is unguardable. It's crazy.
He scored 36 points against the Spurs and took the whole fourth quarter off.
Pick and roll. You set a pick and roll. You have to decide to either you got to guard the pass or you got to guard. It's a triple threat. It's the best triple threat move in the game of basketball right now.
What's the stat? What's the stat that I've heard that he has more 20-point quarters than like anybody has had in like the last 15 years? This season already he has more 20-point quarters. I'm like, holy crap.
But here's the thing, man. Here's the thing that people forget is you got the bench, like you mentioned, Kevin. I mean, you got Sean Livingston on the bench.
Harrison Barnes coming off.
Harrison Barnes, who's just flat and nasty.
Festus Ezeli coming off the bench. He comes off.
That's why I say,
you look at their bench with Ezeli, Livingston, Barnes, occasionally Barbosa. You look at their bench. That bench will be starting in 60% of the league.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Sean Livingston could leave and go and start anywhere else. Or Harrison Barnes.
Yeah, these two guys can definitely start elsewhere. Some of these guys can still be in heavy rotation of certain teams, and they just get it, man. They get it. And the thing I love about the Warriors is that these fans were still there when this team was losing 60-some games. And props to them, man, because this team is paying off. Those true fans of the Warriors, I know bandwagon goes here and there, but
and now they got Forky Jr.
Yeah, but still, it's props to them because even when they had the Monte Ellis and Steph Curry show back then, that arena was still sold out.
Oh yeah,
still sold out. And
well, I will say, man, the thing is that makes it worse is you can't hate him. Steph Curry is just such a likable guy. Like when he interviews him, and it looks like he doesn't know he's supposed to be good. Like, they're just that. He reminds me of his personality is like Russell Wilson. Like he just doesn't know how to act. Yep. He's just such a likable guy.
And he looks like he's 6.
What?
And he looks like he's still 6.
Babyface assassin.
You can't. I mean, you can't hate the team. I'm not a fan. I won't start buying a Warriors crap. No. I'm not like that. But you can't hate the team. They're just like they're a fun team to watch.
Oh yeah.
In a league that tugs on LeBron James. In a league that used to tug on Kobe Bryant and Shaq. This team is just a breath of fresh air to watch. They're fun. And I think that's why people have gravitated to them. They look like they're having fun. They're fun out there. And Stephen Curry can go off. And he's kind of the feel-good story of basketball. He didn't go to a big school. He wasn't highly recruited out of high school. He played 3 years in college. He wasn't a one-and-done guy. He did everything that the common NBA star, and I'm using air quotes when I say star, didn't do. No, dude. He went to Davidson. I remember the night he got drafted, people were saying he was going to have a career in Turkey. He wouldn't fit in the NBA. He was too small. He was too little. He's a feel-good story behind him.
Jepsy's going to be better than him. They were saying that
Ricky They said everybody was drafted in front of him was better than him.
Yeah, they were saying that Johnny Flynn was going to be better than him. Where's Johnny Flynn at?
Who?
He's over in Europe.
Exactly. Well, Kevin said who, and John said he's in Europe. So
that should make you open a vein if you're a Minnesota Timberwolves.
Oh, you drafted 2 point guards in front of Stephen Curry. Two.
Rubio's becoming solid if he can stay healthy.
Yeah, Rubio's solid. He's solid, but
he's solid. He has nobody else up there to do it.
No,
but. Johnny Flynn is the punter. And Kevin knows what I mean by the punter. He's the punter that was drafted in front of Russell Wilson.
Oh, shut up. Shut up.
Oh, man.
Hey, Johnny Flynn was a stud from a big school, remember?
Yeah, but we drafted a punter.
I remember watching that draft and the Golden State Warriors being ridiculed for making that pick. Being absolutely belittled and ridiculed for making that.
See, I was good with it because I seen what he did in the tournament.
Yeah.
When you watch what he did in the tournament, I'm like, the kid can play. It don't matter your size. If you can play, you can play.
Yeah, I knew
the knock was well, he grew up in, or the knock was he
was too small.
Didn't play big college basketball.
Exactly. I thought he was gonna be a good NBA player, starter, but to what he's doing right now, I didn't foresee this.
Well, if you look at it, man, that 2009 draft, I will say in every generation there's a draft that that pretty much takes the next 20 years in the NBA. For Kevin's generation and our generation, it was the 84 draft. For the generation that followed us, it was that 2003 draft with Wayne James, Wayne James, Bosh. I'm forgetting somebody. Carmelo Anthony and all those guys. This 2009 draft class needs to be considered as well. But when you look at where Curry went 7, he went number 7 in the draft behind Tyreek Evans, Hasheem Thabit, Ricky Rubio, Johnny Flynn, James Harden. Like if you repick that draft, he goes number 1, and there's not even a close number 2. Can anyone think of anybody in that draft that was a close number 2?
Just only